The evening air was cool as Margaret knelt on the sidewalk outside Romano's bistro, her 6-month-old daughter Emma bundled against her chest. Her knees ached against the pavement, but she steadied herself and looked up at the well-dressed man enjoying his meal at the outdoor table. "Excuse me, sir," she said softly, her voice barely above a whisper. "When you're finished, may I have your leftovers?" "For my baby." The man in the blue suit looked up from his wine glass. His name was Jonathan Pierce, a real estate developer who had just closed a major deal. He was about to wave her away when his eyes met hers, and something stopped him cold. Those eyes. They reminded him of someone from long ago. "Please sit," he said, gesturing to the empty chair across from him. "Order whatever you need." Margaret shook her head, her blonde hair falling loose from its bun. "I couldn't possibly. I just need some food for Emma. She's hungry," Jonathan insisted. "I'm not asking." "Sit down." Reluctantly, Margaret rose from the sidewalk and sat at the edge of the chair, holding Emma close. The baby cooed softly, her tiny fingers reaching toward the candlelight. "When did you last eat?" Jonathan asked. "Yesterday morning," Margaret admitted. "But Emma needs milk and food more than I do." Jonathan called the waiter over and ordered soup, bread, milk, and a full meal. As they waited, he studied Margaret's face. She couldn't have been more than 25, yet her eyes held the weariness of someone who had lived 100 lifetimes. "What happened to you?" he asked gently. Margaret took a breath. "My husband left us 3 months ago. He said he wasn't ready to be a father. I lost my job at the diner because I couldn't afford childcare. We've been staying at a shelter, but it's full most nights. So we walk. No family? My parents passed years ago. I have no one." The food arrived, and Margaret ate slowly, savoring each bite while feeding Emma with a bottle Jonathan had ordered. He watched in silence, something stirring deep in his chest. "You remind me of someone," he finally said. "A young woman I met 40 years ago when I was starting out. I was broke, sleeping in my car, trying to make it in this city." Margaret looked up, surprised. "Her name was Catherine," Jonathan continued. "I was sitting on a bench in the rain and she stopped. She didn't have much herself, but she gave me her umbrella and $20. She said, 'Hold on to your dreams. Someone believes in you.' I never saw her again." His voice grew thick with emotion. "That $20 bought me a meal and bus fare to my first real job interview. Everything I have today started with her kindness." Margaret's eyes filled with tears. "That's beautiful." "I looked for her for years," Jonathan said. "I wanted to thank her, to pay her back 1,000 times over. But I never found her." He reached into his jacket and pulled out a business card. "I can't change your past, but maybe I can help with your future. Come to my office tomorrow. I have a property management company. We need someone in the office. And there's an apartment above one of my buildings that's sitting empty. It's yours if you want it." Margaret stared at the card, her hands trembling. "Why would you do this for a stranger?" Jonathan smiled, his eyes distant. "Because 40 years ago, a stranger did it for me. And because when I looked into your eyes, I saw the same determination Catherine must have seen in mine. You're not giving up. You're fighting for your daughter. That takes courage." "I don't know what to say," Margaret whispered. "Say you'll come tomorrow," Jonathan replied. "Say you'll give yourself and Emma a chance." Margaret clutched the card to her chest, tears streaming down her face. "Yes, thank you. Thank you so much." As Jonathan paid the bill and stood to leave, he placed $500 on the table. "For tonight, get a hotel room. Rest. Tomorrow is a new beginning." Margaret watched him walk away into the night. This stranger who had appeared like an answer to a prayer. She looked down at Emma, who was sleeping peacefully now, her tiny chest rising and falling. "Did you see that, sweetheart?" she whispered. "Miracles are real." 6 months later, Margaret was thriving in her new job, and Emma was growing healthy and strong in their cozy apartment. She had started a small fund, saving whatever she could. One day, she promised herself, she would pass on the same kindness to someone else who needed it. Because that's what Jonathan had taught her. That one moment of compassion can change everything. That seeing someone's humanity costs nothing but means everything, and that the kindness we give away always finds its way back to us. Sometimes angels don't have wings. Sometimes they wear blue suits and sit at outdoor cafes. Sometimes they look into your eyes and see not what you are, but what you can become. And sometimes, when you're at your lowest, kneeling on a sidewalk asking for scraps, someone reaches down and lifts you back to your feet, reminding you that you were meant to stand tall all along. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring tales. Leave a comment below telling us about a time someone showed you unexpected kindness. Your story might inspire someone who needs hope today.